Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Reading from Gita, chapter number 2, text number 7. Varpanyadavasho tapata svabhava prachami tvam dharma samyorachetah yashreyasya nishchitam duhitam me shishyasteham sadhivam tvam prapannam. Translation purport given this Divine Gracious Bhakti and Shom Shri. We read first paragraph a couple of days back. We continue the next paragraph. I am confused about my duty and have lost all composure because of miserly weakness. In this condition, I am asking you to tell me for certain what is best for me. Oh, I am your disciple and a soul surrender unto you. Please instruct me. Purport. By nature's own way, the complete system of material activities is a source of perplexity for everyone. In every step, there is perplexity. Therefore, it behooves one to approach a bona fide spiritual master who can give one proper guidance for executing the purpose of life. All Vedic literatures advise us to approach a bona fide spiritual master to get free from perplexities of life, which happen without our desire. They are like a forest fire that somehow blazes without being set by anyone. Similarly, the word situation is such that the perplexity of life automatically appear without our wanting such confusion. No one wants fire, yet it takes place. We become perplexed. The Vedic wisdom therefore advises that in order to solve the perplexities of life and to understand the signs of solution, one must approach a spiritual master who is in the disciplic succession. The person with a bona fide spiritual master is supposed to know everything. One should not therefore remain in material perplexities, but should approach the spiritual master. This is the purport of this verse. Second paragraph. Who is a man in perplexities? It is he who does not understand the problems of life. In Aranyaka Upanishad, the perplexed man is described as follows. Yova etat aksharam gargi. Avitasmal lokat pratisyakrapanaha. He is a miserly person, does not solve the problems of life as a human, and thus quits this world like cats and dogs, without understanding the science of self-realization. This human form of life is most valuable asset for the living entity, who can utilize it for solving the problems of life. Therefore, one who does not utilize this opportunity properly is a miser. On the other hand, there is a Brahmana or who is intelligent enough to utilize the body to solve all the problems of life. Hare Krishna. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयंभूतपटधामे ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। Mukam karoti vachanam. Ungam langayate girim. Yatkripātam bande. Shri Guru Devatam. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada here is explaining about perplexities, anxieties in one's life and what to be done in that situation. Everyone in this world will go through certain difficulties in their life. Not that everyone is sitting in the AC room, then they are not worried about anything. No, doesn't matter who he is. He might be sitting in the AC room or might be working in the red hot sun. Everyone has problems. No one is exception from that. If you constructed a big home, people around you will watch and they will see your progress. And they will be not in the right state. Even though you might be in the right state, they will not be in the right state. Because that is the nature of this material world. Even if you want to be straight, people will not allow you to be straight, allow you to be in straight. There are so many perplexities. Srila Prabhupada is mentioning everyone will go through difficulties in their lives. But a person will become a devotee when he approaches a spiritual master and follows his footsteps. That means whatever he's telling, if you are applying those things in our life, then that is a perfection for us. Just like Arjuna approached Krishna, because Arjuna has problem. If Arjuna didn't have problem, this state will not come. Prapanna will not come. Shishyasteham sadhimam tam prapannam. Prapannam means surrender. Arjuna is telling, my dear Lord, I'm your Shishya. I'm a surrendered soul. You give me what is best to me. Just like a patient goes to the hospital. He has no idea what's happening in his body. Then he says, Doctor, please help me. I'm in a difficult state. I'm ready to pay whatever you want. Then they say, just cure me. Sometimes Srila Prabhupada tells that there's a big rich person in Kolkata. He has a lot of money. And then he goes to the hospital and then he says, Doctor, I'm ready to give half of my property to you. Are you please make me live for 2 more years? 2 years is not there in his. Doctors were telling 2 years is too far. We can only survive for 1 month. He was insisting 2 years, 2 years. That means there's a problem. The solution, the person, whatever he is having, through that, he's trying to solve that problem through money. He's asking so that he can live for more time. Definitely, he will stay. But to stay in this body or somewhere else, that is the decision which has to be taken by the material nature. This material nature will know how many days you will live in this particular body. As soon as the time is complete in this particular body, the soul will jump from this body and then get another body. Now, a person who doesn't understand this, he will remain in the state of perplexities. Just like Srila Prabhupada is mentioning, that rich person, he didn't know what to do. He has so much money, but he's acting like a miser. Who is a miser? Miser is a person who is about to leave his body like cats and dogs. That means, like cats and dogs means not understanding the purpose of this life and then simply trying to protect this so-called body, which is anyhow it will deteriorate. Anyhow, there is no existence to this body. It will not sustain. It cannot remain like this. Anyhow, it has to leave. The body has to be gone today or tomorrow. Doesn't matter. Whenever the time is up, it will leave. It has to go through. But when that time comes, doesn't know. Now, who is a miser? Miser is a person who is actually looking for this body, trying to stay more in this body, and then giving up his body, just like a cat and dog, like being so fearful for this particular body, and then leaving, and then putting all medications, this, that, so many other things. That means not living in a natural state, living in an unnatural state. The living in the unnatural state is like living in the state of a cats and dogs. That's what Srila Prabhupada is mentioning. That person is called as Kripana. Kripana is a miser. So Prabhupada is mentioning, if an approaches a spiritual master, one will not be a Kripana, one will not be a miser. What will he be? He'll become Brahmana. He'll become most intelligent person. And he is investing his energy through that intelligence only. He's not investing his energy through something else. His only outcome in this particular world is to invest his energy in the right way and right direction. Through what? Through solving all his problems. Now, one might have so many problems, but the solution might be one. A person might think that, oh, I have so many problems, that means solution will also be very big. No, it doesn't matter. Problems are so many, the solution can be one. The person is very eager. Utsaha nishchaya dhairya tat tat karma pravartana. If he is in that state, the solution will be very simple for him. It's not like that, like the rich person. Prabhupada is mentioned, not here. Prabhupada mentioned it some other place. But he's telling this person is using his energy to save his life, which is foolishness and cannot save one's life. What is that kind of saving? It's like you have lit a lamp and then you are keeping the lamp outside in a windy place, seeing that the lamp will be protected. Is it not foolishness? It is foolishness. Do you see? Do you see oneself being? So do you see oneself being protected like that? There in a what if? Do we ever see like that? Like you lit a lamp, we added ghee in that. It's a wick. You lit the lamp, but the lamp is not protected. It's been kept outside in the wind. Will it sustain? Or you have pure ghee. Will it sustain? It will not sustain. Not then everyone will say, this is foolish mentality. How can that be sustained? It can never be sustained. Exactly that rich person is ready to give half of his kingdom, half of his half of his wealth to the doctors, then asking, can you please allow me to live for 2 or 3 more years? Is that possible? It was not possible. Michael Jackson wanted to live for more years, 78 years. He died only at the age of 47. He had so many doctors also around him. He had so much wealth, so much money. Was it protecting him? It's not protecting him. That means the wealth or whatever you carried in this life, it has to stay in this life only. It will not carry forward. Let's say a person has $3 million. After leaving his body, will he carry the $3 million with him next? No, he will not. But still the person is foolishly thinking that this is mine, everything belongs to me. I'm the controller, I'm the maintainer, I'm the proprietor, I'm the master. Bhokta Ram Yajna Tapasa. He's thinking that he's the Bhokta. But Krishna is a bhakta. That person will never understand. That is why the person who doesn't understand that person's mind or consciousness, his state of consciousness is called as a foolish person, miser, kripana. Now that kripana will always remain perplexed. You see, living entities, dear devotee, you see, you see pigs in the street. You will not see pigs in the cities. You go to village, you'll see, or a town, you'll see. The pigs there, they're wandering here and there. They're always in a perplexity, looking for ahara, looking for what to eat, what not to eat, how to defend, how to do sense gratification. That's all. That is their business. Ahara nidra bhaya maitanam sir. That's what they do. That's what they can think. That means for that they're ready to go anything. But even doing that, during that, they're always in perplexity, thinking that what's gonna happen if somebody will come, some other person will come, or she will come, or he will come. He's always in a fearful state. Now that fearful state, they should always think, "Arey, we've already been through that state. Do we again have to go to that state?" That means if this human form of life is not used properly, then obviously, Papa is mentioning here, Yavayetat aksharam gargi avidit samallokat pratisakripanah. He is a miserly man who does not solve the problems of human life and who quits this world like cats and dogs without understanding the science of self-realization. That means, who is that person? Now, Papa is directly telling us. He's telling he's a miser person who does not solve the problems of life as a human, but rather what is he doing? He's trying to solve the problems of birth, death, old age, disease. You cannot solve this problem. There's another family, I'm giving examples. There's another family who doesn't have children. They're running behind doctors, one doctor after the other, one doctor after the other. For children, they're begging them. That means they have wealth. What are they using that wealth? They're using that wealth in this way, spending money with the doctors, stating that somehow today or tomorrow they will have children. That means that's a problem. Birth is a problem. That means if a person is not having that, person is not having children, what they will do is they will use their valuable human form of time, human form of life to spend their time in that. In what? To get children. Is it not? See, as per your karmic reaction, if you have children, you'll have children. This human form of life is not meant for that. If you are eligible, if both husband and wife biologically they're good, it means the karmic reaction, karma is there, nice karma. Then you request from the spiritual master, take permission, you come together, you have children. That's it. There ends the matter. If that is not there, then you quit doing that, and then you both simply engage in the service of Krishna consciousness. That means what is happening is a miserly man who does not solve the problems of life as a human being. That means there's a problem. For example, if a person doesn't have children, means it's a problem. Materially, if materially a lot of people will, how many children you have? You have daughter, you have sons. Oh, you don't have sons, you just have daughters. Oh, just you just have daughters. Oh, you don't have children. Oh, it's not good, not good. That means so-called society, they tell like this. For that, you run behind so many things. That means birth, which is there, if it's supposed to be there, it will happen. If it is not there, it will not happen. As simple as that. The person doesn't have to spend his valuable human form of life just to run behind doctors to get that. You see a pig in the street, it has 10 children. That means the Janma is natural in this world. Likewise, if children has to happen, it will happen naturally. You don't have to run behind so many things for that. If it is not happening, you should quit. That's what Prabhupada is mentioning here. Unnecessarily wasting human form of life for unnecessary problems of this world. When we waste unnecessarily like that, what is happening? We will never understand who we are. and then we simply leave this body like cats and dogs. So leaving one's life like cats and dogs is a most disgusting thing because the human form of love is not meant for that. Human form of love is not meant to have just children. Human form of love is not meant to earn money. Human form of love is not meant to do some sense gratification. Human form of love is not meant for that. Human form of love is not just meant to defend. Human form of love is not just meant to sleep. They have to be done in a purpose. There's a reason for that. There's a reason, there's a logic. Has to be done. But that is not just life. For example, one should eat just to maintain the soul and body together. The purpose of life is not to eat. It is not the purpose. You provide offsprings. Why? To engage them in the service of the Lord. But that itself is not the purpose of life. Please understand. That means, oh, my purpose is to have to get married, have nice children, see that those children are grown up, and they also become nice, big engineers, doctors, scientists. Then they also engage in sense gratification. Then all together, all will go to hellish planets. That is not the purpose of this life. Because if the human form of life is not used in a correct way, then we are missing everything actually. Because why our acharyas, this actually been spoken in Brihat Aranya Upanishad. Prabhupada is quoting that. Why Prabhupada is quoting from there? Because Prabhupada wanted to mention how important this human form of life is. And then he says that how important to approach a bona fide spiritual master and hear from them, submit them, follow their instruction. How important it is. It's telling actually, come, hear, submit, follow the acharyas, their words. That is the most important thing. That means the valuable human form of life is unnecessarily wasted. Because what happens here, devotees, why, what is the problem to waste? Another question should come. Why? What is the problem? If I engage simply in sense gratification and then simply do eating, sleeping, mating, defending, and then simply just go through the cycle of birth, death, old age, disease, what is the problem? What is the problem? I'm having fun. What are you talking about? Sense gratification is not good. No, I enjoy so much. What is the problem? What is the problem means once you quit this body, there is no scope of getting another human form of life. Then the person says, oh, what is the problem? What is the use of getting another human form of life? If you do not get another human form of life, you have to go into the life of animalistic bodies. Then again he will say, what is the problem? I remember many years back I was asking this similar question to my colleague. She's an Indian lady. I was asking her, see if you are unnecessarily engaging, if we are unnecessarily engaging this human form of life, just to eat, sleep, mate, and defend, then we have to go to the animalistic bodies. We might become a dog. Then she immediately shut it down. That's okay. What is the problem if we become a dog? Dog is good. Dog life is good. That means then I understood people are accepting the situations. Through that acceptance of situations, they are getting that kind of bodies. That means they are okay taking those bodies. That means you see the desire is very strong. You remember a few days back we were discussing about desire. If we have a desire of doing certain things in certain way, then for that desire, certain bodies has to come. Because to fulfill those desires, certain bodies has to come. If those desires, because those desires cannot be fulfilled now, then the person has to take another body to fulfill those desires. But that's how one will get another body. That's what Prabhupada is mentioning. If a person is not self-realized, then he will actually has to go to his next state. That means he has to go to another body. He has to suffer there. Hey, here also is suffering. A so-called happiness, he's hankering for some happiness, but he'll not get that happiness. He'll get little less. That means he's frustrated. He'll try another time, he'll try another time, he'll try another time. He is not getting happiness in that. He'll change the habit. He'll try to do something else. That means he is intelligent. Because human form of life is very, they have a lot of intelligence. See, through intelligence only now one is doing, you know, electric cars, artificial intelligence. From where that is coming? Intelligence only, right? That's God given intelligence only. It means everyone is using intelligence in their own way. That means through that intelligence only they're trying to solve the problems. But what they're trying to solve is $1 million question. They're trying to solve the problems which are there in a temporary plan. They're not solving the real problem. For example, they added electric cars. Why? For betterment. It will have a smooth ride. You don't have to rely on the gas. Once you charge it, you can continue for 300 miles or 400 miles before you recharge it. It's more flexible, more comfort. But coming from one state to another state, coming from a car which is filled with which runs through gas to another car which runs through electric power, what is got changed? Now the way you're seeing the car might be different. Now your electric car might be more luxurious. But is it really solving the real problem of the life? No, it is not solving the real problem of life. That means you are changing from one place to the another. That means now you do not have any more interest in driving gas driven cars. So you want to change your state. That's why you're going to electric. Likewise, if a person is not happy in doing one kind of sense gratification, he'll do another sense gratification, another kind of sense gratification to get happiness through that. That means he's changing from one state to another, but he's not really changing his consciousness. For example, he might be eating with the hand before. Now he's eating with spoon. But eating is eating only. No, that is not changed. For example, earlier he was seeing with his normal eyes. Now he's seeing with his cooling glasses. But seeing is not changed. That means the vision is not changed. The perception is not changed. The perplexity is not removed. Simply is changing his state from one state to other. That's what he's doing. That person is not doing anything else other than that. Now, is that helping him? No, it's not helping him. Obviously, it will not help him. Then who is it? Who is that helping? No one is getting benefited through that. No, the so-called education, so-called advancement of the society, so-called doctors, so-called technological advancement, all of these things are giving us more of a comfort zone, but they are not really helping us to come out of birth, death, old age disease. Is changing the car from gas to electric, is that helping him? उसको help कर रहा है? Is it helping him to come out of this birth, death, old age disease? No, it is not helping him. So is it benefiting him? No, it is not benefiting him. Then what is he doing? Unnecessarily, he's engaged in that. He's spending more time in that. Dhyayata Vishya Pumsa, that is concentrating more on that. He's thinking more. For example, there's a problem. Let's say you're continuously thinking about that problem. Is that helping you in any way? No, it will increase your frustration. That means shouldn't we think about that problem? We need to understand. If I think about that problem, we need to think logically. If I think about that problem, is it solving me? For example, one person's nature is one. Can you change the nature of that person? No, you have to adjust according to that person's nature. You cannot change that person. You have to change yourself according to that person. That means, do we have to continuously change like that? Change. If that change is helping you to continue the process of Krishna consciousness, you change. What is the problem? That means the more tolerance is coming, it is good for you. Krishna has kept a situation to increase the tolerance in you. Now, Arjuna has a problem. He's thinking in so many ways. But is that problem solved? No. Then what he did? Shishyastyaham sadhimam tam prapannam. Prapannam means surrender. Shishyastyaham. That means he's telling Krishna that I am your disciple. I am your Shishya. You tell me whatever is good for me. This is more important. Please understand. Their devotees, not just knowing something, we need to ask them, tell me what is good for me. This is this is the right state. Tell me what is good for me. For example, when you go to the doctor, whom you trust very nicely, he's a good doctor. He's not behind money. He's behind only to cure the person. Then what do you tell the doctor? Doctor, you tell me what is good for me. You tell me what I should eat so that my health is improved. Then doctor will tell you do this. This. Your health will improve. You will do great. So what is happening? He is actually asking the doctor, you tell me what is beneficial for me. The moment doctor says something, if he follows, that's it. There is a matter. That means he might have 1,000 problems, but the solution is you just take this medicine. All the problems are solved. That means solution of taking Krishna consciousness is a solution. Accepting the process of Krishna consciousness is a solution for all the problems. Or you do not have children, that's okay. You do not have husband, that's okay. Your children are not listening, that's okay. Your husband is not listening, that's okay. Things are not happening, that's okay. Don't worry, don't worry. Relax. Just take this process. Just take this process. Krishna will keep you in such a situation that you'll never have this kind of problems again. Because why? You're desiring that. You're desiring what? You're desiring to have a relationship with your eternal Father. To have a relationship with Krishna. Because all these relationships, they're temporary. They are limited in this world. Please understand. These temporary problems, we cannot solve this temporary problem because either we have to leave this body or the problems itself has to be diminished because that's not in our hands. See, one person should, if the person has to hear what we're trying to say, that means that person's consciousness has to be changed so that he will hear what we are saying. If person is not hearing, what we can do about that? Can we do anything for that? We cannot do anything for that. For example, you are taking a horse to the shore so that horse would drink some water. If you have taken it to a lake, you can take the horse to the shore, but you cannot force the horse to drink. That's what Prabhupada is mentioning. If a person is enthusiastic to realize the science of Krishna consciousness, for him this process is beautiful. But if a person doesn't want to hear, doesn't want to understand, doesn't want to know the reasons or logics behind them, then is it helping? It's not helping. That means what is happening? He has no desire to develop that. Then what happens? He will remain here. Remain here means problem after problem, continuing. Janma Mrityu Jara, Janma Mrityu Jara, birth, death, old age disease, birth, death, old age disease. Through birth, death, old age disease, he'll fall in the cycle of Ahara Nidra Bhaya Maitha. Ahara Nidra Bhaya Bhaya Maithanam is actually killing our time. Eating, sleeping, mating, different and defending. That means just eating, sleeping, mating, defending is actually killing our time. But if that eating, sleeping, mating, defending has to be purified. That's what Prabhupada says. When that eating, sleeping, mating, defending is purified, that is when one person will become free from these perplexities. If the eating, sleeping, mating, defending is not purified, the person will be in perplexities. That means if his vision is not changed, then he will always remain in the vicious cycle of this perplexities. So one problem after another problem. He is hearing. The moment you try to solve problem with this person, another problem will. The moment you try to solve that, another problem will. The moment you try to solve that, another problem will come. That means, I'll give an example. Or person is studying 10th grade. Oh, his parents are telling, oh, you should get good grades. That means he's been kept in a difficult state. He doesn't have desire to study, but he's been kept in that state. You have to study, you have to study. He's been forced. Anyhow, he comes out of that. The 10th is done. Another problem, intermediate. Again, he has to go through. Again, after that, engineering. He's thinking that, and then he's thinking that when will I be relieved? Then he's thinking that once my intermediate is done, then I'll be happy. He's thinking that I'll be relieved from the problems. Then another problem will come. He's thinking that once my engineering study is done, then my problems are done. And after that, he's thinking once I get a job, my problem will be solved. After getting a job, he's thinking that once I get married, these problems will be solved. And after marriage, you have more problems. I thought that after marriage, the problems will be gone. No, no, after marriage, you have more problems. You are more confined to that. That means now you have dependence. You have to take care of them. Now you have children, you have to take care of them. Then you say, oh, I should have children. I should grow them very nicely. That means he's thinking that he's trying to do so many things. He's trying to figure out when this problem will be solved. Now the problem can never be solved because once the children are there, more new problems. Once the children are grown up, some more problems. Once the children go to higher studies, another problem. They get job, another problem. They are independent now. They can take their own decision. They say that now I don't want to practice Krishna consciousness. That's another problem. That means the problems are there. That means where is the solution for this? The solution is not in this. One's consciousness has to be elevated. That is the solution. That means you are there in that, but you are not attached to that, or you are not confined to that, or you are not uh, dejected through that. For that, a lot of maturity has to come. It's not easy, it's difficult. It's very difficult. Please understand, it's not easy. A person is easy to quit everything. Oh, let me take sannyas. Let me do this. Let me do this. No, that means if you take sannyas, the purpose should be something else. I have problems. That's why I will quit this family life, and then I'll take sannyas. That is not problem. That is not right. Please understand, because you cannot run after the problems. You can run. You cannot run out of the problems. You have to elevate your consciousness in such a way that through problems also you are not affected or impacted. Now that consciousness is given to us by the acharyas. See, Krishna is not removing problems here. Krishna is, see, to Arjuna, Arjuna says, Krishna, I will not fight. Krishna says, oh, that's okay, Arjuna. You are great. You don't fight. You go. I'll figure out some other way. Krishna is not telling that. Krishna is elevating the consciousness of Arjuna, is giving him truth, wisdom in such a way that through that wisdom is coming out of this problem. That is fighting, but he's not fighting with the problem. He's fighting, but he's fighting out of problem. Please understand. That's very important because if one's consciousness is not right, how can he fight? For example, Arjuna, while throwing the arrows, is thinking, oh, what's going to happen to my family? What's going to happen to them? What's going to happen to that? Will he do justice for that fighting, for that battle? He will not do justice. That's why Krishna is changing his consciousness. Through that changed consciousness, he's not removing those things, but rather he's putting him in a different state. Through that state, his consciousness is elevated. Through that elevated state of consciousness, he's dealing the situation. That means he's coming out of the perplexities. Oh, Krishna is not telling, oh, okay, that's what you don't want to do. Okay, don't do it. He's not telling that. But he's giving him intelligence to tell why he has to do that. It means the clarity has to be given. For example, between husband and wife, if something has to be done, you should give them the clarity. You should tell them, oh, this is what you should do. This is what I'm thinking. If you also think this is the right way, just do this. Then you should give the clarity. For example, if a person is not doing it, you cannot just avoid or go from the place and then be dejected because he's not doing it. You should explain why they are not doing it. Why doing that is beneficial? Why doing that is helpful? No, that thing has to be explained. Sometimes the husband cannot do it. No, you should take shelter. You should ask, can you help this situation? This is what I'm going through. Can you help me how I should come out of the situation? What's the right way of approaching? Then it makes sense. Otherwise, it will not make sense. Because if I'm sitting quiet, for example, there is a fire in the home. Do you sit quietly and meditate? No. We go in and work on that. Is Arjuna sitting quietly and then doing meditation? He's not doing anything. He's not doing any work. No, he's doing work. Working for what? Working for Krishna. That is a real meditation. Because if there is a fire, you go and then dissipate that. You try to remove that fire. Somehow remove that. You're not just sitting. That means if there is a problem, you have to fix that problem. The problem also has to be fixed through Guru Sadhu Shastra. Because when the problems are dealt with Krishna consciousness, what happens is you are actually exactly doing what Arjuna is doing. What Arjuna is doing, Mahamanusmara Yuddhesa. It means he's thinking Lord and then he's fighting. Likewise, if there is a problem is coming, you're going through the scriptures, coming through Guru Sadhu Shastra, understanding that, knowing the solution, and then trying to fix that solution. That's what you're doing. That means what exactly Arjuna is doing, you're also doing the same thing. If we are not doing this and then trying to solve the problem through our own way, this is where the bandhana will come. That means we are affected. That means we are bounded to this state. We are not aloof from this, but rather we are bounded. This we need to understand. Please, I'll read this again. He is a miserly man who does not solve the problems of life as a human and who thus quits. Proper says, he is a miser man who does not solve the problem as a human. What is a real human? Real human means Krishna conscious. And when he should solve, that means he should solve the problems through Krishna consciousness. And who quits this world like cats and dogs. That means he didn't solve the problem, but rather he is leaving this world as just like cats and dogs are living. Because he never realized what is this. The moment this body is going, is in so much suffering. Because he's so much attached to this body. Without understanding the science of self-realization. Then he says that this human form of life is a most valuable asset for a living entity who can utilize it for solving the problems of life. Therefore, one who does not utilize this opportunity properly is a miser. That means whoever is not using this intelligence is generally used to get some certifications. This intelligence is used to get a better job. This intelligence is used to have a better standard of life. This intelligence is used for that. But what is that? Prabhupada is mentioning that as a miserly. That means this intelligence has to be used to develop Krishna consciousness. If that is not being done, then he's a miser. As simple as that. That means, for example, here in this state, if Arjuna is not surrendering to the Lord and then is simply leaving, is that beneficial? Is that beneficial? Will that benefit Arjuna? It will not benefit Arjuna. But rather, what Arjuna is doing is submitting, prapanam, is surrendering to the Lord. Is it not something wonderful here? That means whatever Lord is telling, Arjuna is in a position to accept that. This is a real intelligence. When a person is ready to accept that, then they will tell, oh, you know what? This birth, death, old age, disease. You see, this is a real problem. Can you solve this problem? Then we will think about it. Can we solve this problem? Can we solve the problem of birth? Is that in our control? No. Can we solve the problem of death? Is that in our control? That can I control? Let's say if a person is dying, can I stop that person not to die? No, I can't do that. Old age. Can I stop a person becoming an old man? No, I can't do that. Old age is coming. I can put a hair dye, but that is not solving the real problem. The person is already old. You're just putting a hair dye. That is not solving. Disease is a Is a person is a person solved? Is a person solving the disease, the problem of disease? Is somebody stopping us to be diseased? Stop not having to be diseased? We will be diseased some way, shape, or form. Can we solve any of these problems? No. Oh, these are real problems. Then how do I solve this? That means if you come out of this state, then only you can solve this. That means you have to come out of this plane. That means Janma, Mrityu, Jarava, you should cross this. For this need of association. For this you need intelligence. That means our intelligence has to be applied to this. That means the person has to think that my energy should be on this. That means I should solve this problem. For example, if I'm not solving this problem, that means if I'm thinking that this body is permanent, then that means when this body is leaving, all my assets which are in alliance with this body, like gold, like cash, property, we cannot leave any of those things. That means that is a real perplexity. That is a real problem. That means at the death moment, rather than you're forgetting to think about the Lord, you're thinking about these problems. That means you're thinking about these temporary things, which is actually showing us as the real problems, but they're not the problems itself. This body is this body is temporary. For something which is temporary, you are thinking too much about this. That's a problem. That means when this body is about to be left, that means you're thinking about them. You're thinking about this body. If you're too selfish, we'll think about this body. We'll think about the wealth, this, that, so many other things. We'll think about what will happen to my dear wife, what will happen to my dear children, who will take care of them. We'll think about them at the time of death. That means what is that? The wife, the children, they're only for this life, but we don't realize that because we are thinking that this is what we are. This is just a tiny thing. There's so much. This is unlimited. We've gone through unlimited bodies, unlimited ways, unlimited. We are in unlimited state. No, that cannot be pursued with our short vision, with our limited vision. That means the intelligence is used in so many other things. To have a good gadget, to have a nice cell phone. Oh, there is iPhone 25 or iPhone 35 or if iPhone 50 is coming. Let me buy that. That means what is happening? The energy, the intelligence, the focus is changed. That means our energy is kept in another state. That state is an illusory state. That means something what we are seeing, if there is no if there is no destination to that, for example, you are going on that particular road. There's no destination to that. That means it's a dead end. That means you're going mile after mile, mile after mile, mile after mile, but it leads to dead end. Is it benefiting us? No, it's not benefiting. Dear devotees, even while driving also we will see this. We will see a right exit, which to go where to go here. If you are going here, we'll get this destination. If you are going there, we'll get another destination. We are while driving also, we are seeing where we are going. But this human form of life is like that only. We should see what is our real destination. Our real destination is Krishna, his devotees. That is our real destination. His Dham, his abode, that is our real destination. Now we need to ask, so an intelligent person will ask, how do I reach that? How do I reach that state? How do I reach that destination? Now whoever is asking that, he is an intelligent person. Hare Krishna. Otherwise, what is happening? Unnecessarily we are wasting this valuable human form. When this human form of life is wasted valuably, this valuable human form of life is wasted, then what is happening? Again, we go into the Punarapi Jananam, Punarapi Jataresan. That means what is happening? Again, taking another birth, again, taking another new problems, new crow, new problems. New problems is giving what? Again, same thing only, different body, same problems, different shapes, different ways. This is what is. No, is it helping us in any way? It's not helping us in any way. Is it helping us? No. That's why Prabhupada says surrender. That is the only solution. Shishya Steham Sadhu. Whatever Arjuna is doing, if you are doing that, if you are submitting to them, if you are leading our life based on their word, based on their money, then that is a real solution in this world. Up until that point of time, everything is a problem for us. It's a problem. This human form of life is a problem. This we should come out of this problem. This body, you know, the soul kept in this particular body is itself a problem. The soul cannot be confined to a body. The soul has an eternal body. Right now, it is being kept in a temporary state because it is trying to fix certain problem. Because the consciousness is so polluted, so degraded, that has to be purified. But the problem is we think this body only, we think we are this only. That's why one white hair coming, oh, we feel so dejected. But there is a knee pain, there is a back pain, there is a shoulder pain, there is a neck pain, bodily discomforts. We get worried so much. Why? Because we are seeing ourselves through this. That's why this ahara, nidra, bhaya, maidunamsa, we give importance to these four things. Because through these four things, we get some happiness. There is happiness in this world, but that happiness is very limited. The happiness which you are perceiving now is very limited. I always think about this. Why don't we be miser to get more happiness? Through this ahara, nidra, bhaya, maidunamsa, one will get little happiness. Why don't we aspire for more happiness? Or whoever aspires for that, he will take to Krishna consciousness. Because he is his understanding. Are in this world, everything is temporary, there is no happiness. I thought that there is happiness in eating gulab jamun, but there is no happiness. If I eat one, then I'm satisfied. If I eat 10 gulab jamuns, I'm not satisfied. That means I don't want to eat 11th gulab jamun. Why is like that? For example, if there is happiness in sleep, a person should sleep 24 hours. But he cannot do that. If there is a happiness in mating, a person should engage in sense gratification 24 hours. Why is he not doing that? That means it's not giving, that means that is not the solution. That is not the way to get happiness. For example, if a person is putting us down, you defend yourself. And how much time you will defend yourself? Is that giving you happiness? It's not giving you happiness. That means is that solution? Defending is that solution for the problem? No. Then why are we doing that? To protect ourselves, to protect our assets, to protect this, that, so many other things. Is that the real solution? It's not the real solution. But truth is, what is happening? Unnecessarily, the human form of life is wasted. The valuable human form of life is wasted. If the human form of life is wasted, then everything is wasted. Who is a real miser? Not that a person doesn't have money or a person is not spending money is a miser. Or a person who is not Krishna conscious is real miser. Prabhupada is mentioning. So we need to find ways and means to come out of this miserly weakness by submitting ourselves to the words of the acharyas. By surrendering to the spiritual master, following their instructions. This is what exactly, this is the best thing which is happening to Arjuna right now. Arjuna's best thing is happening because he is submitted. Actually, this is a perfect place to actually realize this Krishna consciousness. If this state one is achieving through submission, then he will understand the principles of it. Up until that point of time, he will get reflections, he will get realizations also. but the realizations and reflections will not sustain. That means it will not be in a stable state. It will be like coming and going, coming and going. It, it will not imprint into one's consciousness. The imprinting into one consciousness comes when he's taking this process seriously. That we need to understand. I'll stop here. Thank you all very much. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Anyone would like to add anything quickly? Any questions? Hare. Thank you. If I caused any inconvenience, please excuse me. Hare Krishna. Thank you all very much. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you for not all grace, Srila Prabhupada. Thank you for giving a wonderful lecture, Prabhuji.